Hello my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing marvellously well. It's good to be here and good to have you here as always. Now with this pick a card reading, we've got something that has been inspired by two things. It's been inspired by this incredible deck that I got today, and also the principles behind it is something that I feel I really need to kind of delve deeper into. And I can't really read the cards for myself. So here we are, we're reading together. So there's something about my own kind of personal motivation here as well. I want to find out about how I can improve my own self-care and self-love practice. So I hope that you would like to join me in that. So here we are, 3 piles to choose from, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. You've got pile 1, which is this beautiful rose quartz heart. Pile 2, you have this gorgeous Amazonite. And pile 3, you have this beautiful pink optical calcite. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. How can you improve your self-care / self-love practice? Let me see if anything else is in the question. Yeah, how can you improve your self-love practice? Timestamps will be in the description box below, my friends, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this beautiful this beautiful pink rose quartz. Oh, so beautiful, this stone. There's this kind of sense and aura of love that is wanting to be kind of expressed here. Sorry, I don't really like to wear any jewellery usually when I read, so let me just take off my watch. Yeah, so I'm feeling like there's a sense of love that you exude, and you really show to others that you can give. But you don't seem to be able to, there's a need for you to be able to give that to yourself. There's a need for you to be able to show that sense of love to yourself. Pile 1. Now, these cards are an incredible deck, which is called the Great Gatsby, the Gatsby deck. I'll just show you the box because it's just so beautiful. And they are just so gorgeous. They are made by this lady called H. Estrella Montien, I think that's the way, or Montien. And it's such a beautiful deck, and it came to me very randomly, actually. Very, very randomly. And to get this deck now is quite difficult. So the fact it came to me, I just thought I had to use it in a reading today. And I wanted to share it with you. I absolutely love Art Deco, as you can tell. Like, I have it tattooed on me. So, yeah, let's see what this card is. So, shine, inspire others. Now, this deck is about self-love and wisdom and love for others as well, like romance. Now, I don't really do romance readings or anything like that. So, I don't know. If you like these kind of readings, I can include them in the readings that I do. I usually go for self-improvement. So, but this I think is really beautiful, like shine, inspire others. So when you provide the example, so it's almost like this sense of leading by example that needs to happen here, because if you're not really living a life where you feel that you're proud of, then how can others feel that, be attracted to that? Do you know what I mean? So there's a sense of you being able to exhibit that with others, and helping others to to kind of see that within you. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like it feels to me with that stone and also this, it seems like maybe you do inspire others, but do you inspire yourself? So let's find out a little bit more. Okay, wow. So we've got... Okay, I will take 2 cards here because they came out. But we've got a lot of cards to get through, so let's see how it goes. So we've got the vision and we've got the self. Wow. Okay. So 55, and then we have 29. 29 equals to 11, and then 55 is 10. Wow. Okay. So what I'm getting from this pile 1 is that, I don't know, I feel like you may have a really good vision in being able to see other people and their kind of, their potential. But I don't know if you see that for yourself. And I think it's really important that you need to make sure that you are being the example rather than you just kind of cheering people on or just helping other people. Because there's almost this sense of like, particularly with this pearl that's like shining out, it's almost like you really have to be the pearl. You really have to show that. I'm going to put that here because otherwise then we have more room for the cards. But yeah, you really have to show that. What can I do? There we go. I hope that doesn't cover the card too much. It does from up there. So yeah, like, I feel there's this sense of compassion that you really have to show to yourself because, you know, I don't know if you overall value yourself. And I really do think that there is like a vision that you hold for other people. I think that you see other people's light, but I don't know whether or not you see yours. And I don't know if you even trust it. I don't know if you... I don't feel that, you know, that you really trust your intuition as deeply as you could. Let me get some... I don't know, I just... You know, this is a reading about how you can improve your own self-care routine, and almost like, could you believe for a moment that others, that you have the power and the energy and the grace and the beauty that others have? Could you believe that? Dreams, third eye chakra. Number 23 equals to 5. Okay, so dreams, third eye chakra. I think you dream a lot. I think you dream a lot. Pile 1. You dream a lot. But there's something that's not allowing you to be kind of... Because it's not as simple as me just saying, oh yeah, like shine. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has to be... It has to be genuine. And if it's that whole thing, if you don't believe it yourself, then how can you believe that others think that of you? You know? Let's have some more cards. The cards are coming out quite a lot. I think that you're almost... I think you're overwhelmed a bit. I think there's almost like... When you start to think of yourself, I don't know, you might get really emotional, pile 1. When you start to think about how you want... How you need to think more of yourself, you might be thinking, oh my God, I actually really need to... You know, I get emotional because if I think about myself or my dreams too much, I think... I think maybe I'm not going to achieve them. I don't know. There's a real big emotionality here. It's almost like the spilling of a cup. So I'm going to pop that over there. Hopefully that will be okay. Let's see what this strength. It's reversed. I'm going to take it reversed. So some of you may not feel that you have strength, and I'll be honest with you, there may be a part of you that's feeling like you're giving out a lot, you know? You're giving out a lot. You know what I think is going on here, and what the reading is actually prompting me to do? This is the central card of what's going on, but then you've got the internal and the external. And what's happening is that you are shining and you're inspiring others. But actually no, this is the internal, and this is the external, and this is the internal. This is the internal. And what's going on is that really, you know, you're having to reevaluate you dream of yourself to be a certain way, but it's almost like you see these colors, they're surrounding this thing, and also like really this is where it comes from, like this light, this is where it comes from. So it's almost like you don't really kind of believe that. And I know that we have these images here, but it just kind of like makes me think that inside, I don't know if you really exhibit that truthfully, like if you really have that for yourself, you know. But for others, I think you do. And the reason why I say that this side is external and that side is internal is because with people, when people don't have strength, you provide them with a sense of vision. You enable them to continue. And you enable them to go on. What did I say? That was 59. 59 equates to the temperance, So temperance equates, and then put it down again to 5. We've got 2 5s. So it's almost like you present some kind of like strength and institution to others, you know, when they don't have that strength. So you give that to others. Whereas when you, for yourself, it's almost like you dream of these things. You dream about it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's so, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's so concrete, tangible, like it's a real thing. It feels a little bit, it doesn't feel as, I don't know if strong is the right word. It just doesn't feel as if you give yourself as much importance. Escapist, come home to yourself. Will that fit there? Only just. Or will it fit on the other side? Let's have a look. Yeah, just about. Yes, okay, right. So there's something about you like, oh look, we've got 32, 23. That's perfect. So I think there's something about you recognizing that you have to recognize yourself. Sorry for the word salad there. Yeah, you have to recognize yourself. You have to recognize what it is that you feel is valuable. Not only what you feel is valuable, but also what you feel is you know, I think you've just got to like kind of big up yourself, fall in love with yourself a bit, understand how you really are of value, you know, appreciate your own worth, appreciate your value. Let's roll some Astro dice. Okay, so self-love, self-care routine, in things for about self-love. Wow, okay. Right, so we have Leo. Okay, so we have 6th house, Leo, and North Node. So I'm going to pop those there so that we use all the available space. So Sixth house is the house of service, of routines. Okay, you really do have to big up yourself, big time. You have to big up yourself, and you have to put yourself in a position where you feel really good about yourself. You should be doing things that are really self-care routine. Number six, sixth house is all about that. Self-care routine is about you doing things that you love, doing things that are creative, doing things that put you out in the public spotlight. And those are things that are going to be really beneficial for you, okay? I can hear all the introverts screaming and going, no! But yeah, I think you're going to have to improve yourself with this self-care routine. Okay, let's have a little look at some tarot. So your self-care routine. I just need to kind of just consistently have this, you know, the question, how can you improve your self-love practice? Your self-love practice. How can you improve your self-love practice? How can my Pearl Ones improve their self-love practice? How can my Pearl Ones improve their self-love practice? Okay, so we've got the King of Earth. We've got Destiny, which is one of the major arcanas here. Okay. Okay. And then we have the Ten of Earth. And then we have the 10. So we have 2 10s. And we have a 7. So that's the 7 of Water. Okay. So, what I'm going to go by my intuition here. I don't feel like I really need to go into the book. They do have very different meanings, these cards, but I will just do it like it is for now. And basically, just to let you know, by the way, this is what this card looks like. If you're wondering, because it's quite light. There we go. So this card here is about dreams usually. The 7 of Water, the 7 of Cups, however you want to say it, it's about dreams. Now, here I'm going to look at this as a positive sign. I really do think that this is about you getting in touch with your intuition and your dreams. I feel like the creativity aspect is going to be something that's really deeply healing to you, so it has to be done. I think also when you work on these self-care principle, when you work on your art and you really connecting with yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to be a good artist or you have to be a great musician. You just have to do something that makes your kind of soul sing. That could be dancing, that could be like cooking, it could be anything that you be creative in. And I think it's really important because it will help you to feel strong within yourself. I do get the sensation that it is probably something to do with the body, just because I'm just looking at this character here, and they've got quite a, like, the body looks quite in good shape. So I think there's something about you being able to be in shape. Now there is fire, that's the 10 of Wands, but there is something different here. It's about you being able to break patterns, old patterns of resistance, and being able to think, right, okay, I think what's needed here is a reframe of why you do things. So for example, if you think that like self-care routine would include you exercising, if you think that you exercising is because you know currently it will make you feel like, it's all well and good thinking about how it makes you feel better, but you've really got to embody it, you know, and understand that part of it may be a chore, but there is some of it that's going to really help you feel good about yourself. And that's it. I think it's really also focusing on the long-term goal. You've got the 10 of Earth, which is the 10 of Pentacles. I don't know, I've just got a feeling here with this, like there is a little bit of hiding. hiding behind masks, hiding behind things and images where you may feel, and it's really interesting because the body is completely covered here. The only thing that we can see here is the arms. And it's really interesting, like here she's quite exposed, and then the arms are in a way covered. But there is something with the arms in each of these pictures. You know, we've got these arms here, and then we've got these arms here. Arms is to do with Gemini as well, so there's something to do with like intellectual pursuit. So I don't know, maybe you've been exercising in your mind a lot more, maybe reading, doing stuff, and now it's time to like engage in the body. The thing I'm seeing here really is this like bottom chakra, even though like we've got the kind of like notches of the guy's like body here, I still think that it kind of says to me that this is a really important part to be focusing on. So grounding and making sure that you feel good in where you're at. And I mean, then we have these two faces. So you've got this mask, but then you've also got these two faces. You've got destiny, and then you've also got this thing of the King of Earth. So, I mean, this is third eye chakra as well. So we've got this third eye happening here. We've got third eye happening here. But everybody's got third eye stuff apart from this one, which almost kind of correlates with this card here, saying about how like there's almost like a front. So there's something here that you need to go deeper into a space so that you can connect with yourself in a more enriching way and actually give yourself a lot more integrity than you're currently giving, than you currently are showing, than you're currently able to exhibit. Because I think essentially you do want that sense of like real true security. The King of Earth has that. The King of Earth is stable. The King of Earth has everything that they need, you know, and they definitely look like they do. The King of Earth would be, you know, a CEO, somebody who's really doing well in their own business and also is managing people, you know. That's a king. So I think you may dream of that, but I don't know if like what's really funny is that is your destiny. Like that is your destiny to do that. That's your God-given birthright to be in that space and to do that. And we've got another eye here. And it's also your duty as well to be able to show that to other people. So you've got a job here to do. So it's really important that, well, no, what's happening is that you are inspiring people and you are doing that part of this bargain or the whatever you're supposed to be doing, but you're not doing it for yourself. And that needs to be in place. Like, really needs to be in place. Interesting. So we've got the 7, what is that, Judgment? Yeah, Judgment reversed on the 7 of... Okay, that's given me a better... Okay, we've got the 7 of Wands here. Upright, reversed. Wow, we've got the King of Pentacles reversed. And we've got the 10 of Swords and then wow, all reversed. Wow, that is pretty insane. Okay, so... Following your dreams is great, but do we get lost in them? Do we get so lost in them that we end up like not really answering the call? The 7 of Cups is also that. The 10 of Wands with the 7 of Wands reversed. I don't know, there's a real imbalance. The chakras are not balanced. They're not. So there's a real need to like get that fixed, get that imbalance. You've also got Leo. I'm telling you, like your creativity will be the key to unlocking this. The 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Earth is clarified by the King of Pentacles reversed, you may be kind of succumbing to ideals, standards of other people, not really paying attention to your own, to your own thing, you know what I mean? So that's something that needs to be addressed. Like, when I mean your own thing, I mean like, you have to be mindful that you're not focusing on the wrong things. So for example, thinking, oh, I need to have the best clothes, oh, I need to have the best material things, I need to have this, I need to have that in order to make myself look good. You don't need anything. Seven of Cups reversed with Destiny. It means, I think, when you focus, that's when you really, which is kind of illuminated by this eagle here, that when you focus on things that you're supposed to be doing, then things really work out. So this is all about a laser sharp focus for you to really like focus in on yourself and to make sure that you understand that you are your priority rather than anything else. Then the Ten of Swords with the King of Earth. I think you just have to realize that this can be your destiny if you choose it to be. And I think if you're in a position where you're lamenting what you haven't got, then I think that you end up being in that mindset where you don't think that you're going to be able to achieve anything. Does that make sense? I don't really think that there is really that much drama for you to have, for you not to have a really decent self-care routine. And I think it's important for you to really recognize that there's no, your story or whatever it is not like, everybody's got a story, right? Everybody's got a story where they are not feeling that they are, where things have happened, where certain things have happened, where, we've had to overcome some big things. We all have. But it's how we get over them, which is the main thing. So I don't feel like you really feel like you're... I feel like you know that you could get over your shit, basically. That's stopping you. You could stop, you could really truly look at yourself. Because I think there's a bit of avoidance here, to be honest. But anyway, let's have a look at this. Final Destination. That's interesting. Final Destination. Final Destination. Final Destination. Where do you want to end up, Part 1? Where do you want to be? I think that this is like urging you to like really kind of ask yourself these important questions about where you want to be in life, what you want to do, how do you want to proceed, how do you want to go forward, what is it that you want to do, like where do you see yourself in 10 years time, that kind of thing. I think that's really important. Okay, and then we've got Afterlife here. So, I mean, that kind of like harks back to what I was saying with the whole kind of thing of, and we've got 20. So that's Judgment. And we had Judgment reversed here. So this is about you answering yourself, answering the call to what it is exactly that you need to be doing. Because I don't know, I feel like you're here for a higher purpose, and I feel like you're fulfilling this to a certain extent, but you're only able to like reach a certain level because you're not giving that to yourself. And I think that very energy that you're giving to others, you have to give to yourself. You just have to, because if you don't, who's going to give it to you? Okay. Wow, Lena Dunham. Okay. Everyone forgets you except you. Wow. It's okay to play hide and seek with yourself, and don't be afraid of standing on the shoulders of your parents. Wow. Interesting. That's really interesting. She created a play. I can't remember what she created. She wrote something, this lady. But anyway, I think that that's really interesting what we were saying. Everyone forgets you, except you, because you're the only one that remembers you. It's okay to play hide and seek by yourself. And don't be afraid of standing on the shoulders of your parents. So there's no shame in kind of doing what you need to do. There's no shame in just investing in yourself, you know? Pile 1. There's no shame in investing in yourself, but there is also no like you have to do this. If you don't do this, then how are you going to kind of survive in a way? How are you going to make sure that you're okay? Because I'll tell you, people don't do that. You know, they don't. At the end, they've got their own problems. They've got their own things to deal with. They don't need you worrying about them. They need to do that themselves. That's their own self-care practice, you know? Okay, so to close out this reading, we've got this. Wow, look at that. I draw boundaries. I draw boundaries between myself and others' energies. I do not take on what is not mine. That's amazing. I love that. Wow. Wow. I hope you liked that reading, part 1. I thought it was really good. I really liked it. I learned some good stuff from it. I hope you did. If you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Hit the bell notification icon so that you get notified of every time I upload. But otherwise, my darlings, this was really cool. I really like this. A really good opportunity for you to like look into a sense of self-improvement. If you would like a reading, my email address is down below in the description box. I do also recommend, if you are looking for more kind of self-awareness work, that shamanic work is really interesting to look at. So do check out my other channel where I do shamanic journeying, and I have a little intro on there. But otherwise, you take care, and remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 2, hi, and welcome to a reading. So you chose this beautiful Amazonite. There is something about you overcoming adversity in a place where it's been really hard, having to become something really beautiful because of that. You know, that whole thing of like pressure burst pipes or it creates diamonds, or that whole thing of like creation of a pearl where there's been an irritant and then we have this beautiful pearl that kind of develops. There's something about you being able to transform into something that's been beautiful over time. But there's also like a kind of hardened energy that's happening. So it may also be that, you know, you feel that you've had to harden, or you've had to like fight in a way. Fight for your rights to exist. Patience, trust in divine timing. You know, the saying that everything happens for a reason is so triggering. I'm just going to pop that over there for now. Yeah, it's a really triggering thing because, you know, when you think about all of the negative things that have happened in life, it kind of, sorry about the shake there. I just realised that apologies for that. My microphone wasn't in. I'd unplugged it to charge the camera, so I'm really sorry about that. So the main thing is really here is, I think just recognizing that times, like, so for example, like the idea that, you know, everything happens for a reason, I think that that's really triggering, because it's like this thing of where, oh, it's all divine timing and whatnot, and things have happened because they've happened, but that doesn't really explain the justice of certain things happening. So I don't know, I think there needs to be some kind of trust that what you've gone through is actually worth it, you know? And that can be so difficult, I'm not even gonna lie, like, that's really hard. Like, even for me to even think about it, it's hard. Nothing about this is easy, but look at how beautiful you are. Look at how beautiful you kind of turned out. Look at all the glorious lessons that you've learned. Look at all the beautiful ways that you can just embrace your divine sense of self. Look at the ways that you can indulge in your sense of self. You know, pile 2. I feel really dreamy and really like spacey. I was going to like leave your reading until the morning, but something prompted me to continue going. So here we are. I'm reading it in this space of where I'm in this kind of like state. So here we are. So I think also we're a little bit in the nether kind of realms, nether world. We're not in the real, we're in an altered state. And here we are. Look at Kairos. Kairos. You know, I don't know. This card's like really complicated. Let me read it. Where's that book? One sec. So, pile 2, have you been pushing things in a direction so that you can kind of get your own way? Have you been kind of trying to will something into existence so that you can kind of have it? Have you been wanting something to happen and doing everything that you can to make it happen in a way that doesn't actually follow flow or natural kind of timing? Because that's what these 2 cards are telling me here. And I don't know, you may be used to getting your own way. You may be used to being able to do things. And right now you're in a position where that is not happening. Now, one thing, as I read for that, for Kairos, and I'll turn it this way so that you can read it. As I read it, one thing that really struck me was the idea that the word for evil it comes from a Greek word. I can't remember exactly where it comes from, but it's said that it comes from a word that means unripe. So it's the idea that we are impatient, that we are not waiting for the right time to be able to take the thing. Now, I don't know what it is that's going on, but I don't know. I think maybe some of you are believing that you should be in a certain place, or you should be in a particular frame of mind or a time, or that you should have achieved certain things at a particular time. And I think what's going on here is that needs to be aligned. It's almost like the wheel has to turn in your favour in order for you to move forward. And that can't happen unless you wait. And I think you're forcing it. Also, if we want something to happen, there is a sense of craving. And within Buddhist principles, which I personally kind of follow in my personal meditation practice, if you follow that, then or if you look at that, you've got the 3 kind of main essences of misery. One of them is craving, the other one is aversion, and the other one is ignorance. This seems to me like ignorance and craving, and an aversion to things, not, and also aversion, but it's also like craving is the mother of all aversion. So you need to want something in order to dislike what you to dislike what you don't want. Do you know what I mean? So for example, you really want a specific outcome, so you don't want things as the way that they are. Sorry, that was a really long-winded way of saying that, but I just think that, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of energy, even in what I just said. Like, there's a lot of energy that's being spent on you trying to get to an outcome which really doesn't kind of correlate with what's going on. And your time can be really well spent elsewhere. Better spent elsewhere. You know what I mean? Okay, so we have self-esteem, solar plexus chakra. Well, that makes sense. And number 9, hermit. That makes perfect sense, because it kind of like shows that, you might not have the ability to be able to feel, for you to feel powerful, for you to feel like something's happening, for you to feel like things are going on. You kind of, if you're not comfortable with yourself, you want to move, you feel agitated, you feel like things aren't happening in a right way. It's the first thing we learn, like when we sit for an hour or whatever in Vipassana meditation, we sit there and you come across so many bodily sensations, that cause you to react. They cause you to kind of move. They cause you to want to move. And what it is, it's about observing that and not reacting to the movement. Intuition. You know this. You know what you're doing, and it's really interesting. We've got the Vesica Pisces here, so there's deep intuition here about what you need to do. We've got an eye here, an eye there. And there's two things. Not only do I think that you're being watched in the way from your guides, your ancestors, your spirit, all of your benevolent team, but I also think that as well. When the time is right to act. And it's important for you to do so. Really important for you to do so. You have to be really mindful of that time of when you want to act. Or when is the right time to act. And it just has to be observed. You have to be observing things. Like, you have to be watching yourself. If you don't meditate already, I really advise that you do. Because this is just observation of self. This is observation. This is stillness and observation. Voyage. You already have all the answers. Number 34, which is matching with the Chariot. We've also got a whale here as well. And we've got shooting stars, and then we also have a moon. It's almost like you know exactly what you have to do. I don't know, Pal2. What it seems to me like is that you know this shit already, man. You know all of this stuff. What I'm interested in is why you can't wait. What's happening? Why are you so agitated? I think it's because you want answers and you want action. As I said, you're used to taking action. You're used to doing certain things where you feel that you are taking, where you've got answers, where you're able to kind of, discern what's happening. You can see what's going on. You know. And when you don't know, it's infuriating as heck. Like, you're just like, oh my God, like, what the heck is going on? I think that's what it is. I think you want to know what's going on and you don't know what's going on, and that's really messing you up. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. I understand that. I understand that completely. To be in that state of unknown is like hell for me. It really is. Like, it makes me feel like I'm just so stupid. That's me personally, but it just makes me feel like, it makes me feel like everybody else knows what's going on and I have not a clue, and I don't like that at all. I don't like it. I want to know what's going on. I want to know everything that's going on. I want to know it all. But do you know what a curse that is, if you know it all? Where's the joy? Where's the joy in understanding part of the journey at the time when you're supposed to understand it? Where's the time in you being able to understand the fruit, the ripeness of the fruit when you have to, you know? But then there's this consistent craving of wanting to know what's going on, wanting to know what's happening, wanting to know the end part of the destination before you actually get there. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Water. God, these cards are so beautiful. The 7, is that what? I don't know what that is. Let's have a look. Okay, I don't read these reversed because they're complicated enough already. Right, okay, here we go. Right. So, the Seneschal. Okay, I think that's the 12, that's the Page of Pentacles. So this first set of cards is almost like the issue, in a way. It's like kind of the trajectory, like the plan that you do have already. God, I'm a bit more organised with your reading, pile 2, than I was with pile 1. It was just a kind of free-for-all, but hey, lucky you. So you've got the Queen of Water here, which says to me that there's a real kind of intuition within you. And I think that you're used to having that sense of intuition and understanding about certain situations. And, you know, there's nothing you can do about that. You know about stuff, and it's all good. Yeah? But it means that you kind of like, you want things to be in a certain sense of structure. And it can be quite damaging when you're striving for some kind of structure, when you don't know, you know, it's almost like you compromise yourself in having to know, in knowing everything. It's almost like all the cogs are turning. Everything has to be held up. Because what's really interesting is that even though this is a 4, and that this person is holding up this, you know, this is the 4 of Pentacles. Like, even though this person is holding up and they're kind of like, you know, they've got this, they're bleeding, they're cracking. So it's almost like you're burning yourself out of it. This is the 4 of Water. Wow, okay. Yeah, there's like kind of a single-mindedness in a way. We've got another eye here. There's a single-mindedness where one is not really looking at the bigger picture and not really kind of like understanding the whole journey. They're just looking quite intently, but they're not really understanding the journey. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting, like this card here is reminding me of that saying, the map is not the territory. Does that make sense? For those of you that don't really understand that or don't understand that saying, the map is not the territory means that just because you have a map does not mean that that is what you will experience. Just because you know what's there does not mean that that is going to be the experience you go through. And I think, you know, there's this focus on the map. You've also got the 3 of Water here as well, which says to me that there's this kind of, I don't know, you have an ease in this space. You find good things, you know that you can find good people, you know that you can work well in this space. But there's, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of too much of a concentration on a plan. Let's have a look at what these other cards want to say. Because there's a lot of like focus on one aspect. And I think, I'd be honest with you, like, having the plan there is great, but I don't know, I feel like I feel like you almost need to distract yourself in order to like get on with this to a certain extent. Like you have to kind of focus, change your focus onto the right thing. So we have the Ace of Swords, we have the 7 of Pentacles reverse, Ace of Swords reverse, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so you're not communicating your true feelings to people. I think that you're keeping this quite bottled in. You're not really able to tell people that you are finding it quite you're maybe quite in a panicked state, that you are not really seeing the results that you want instantly. And it's hurting you in a way. So what's happening is that, you know, you're kind of trying to put together and trying to keep together what you have. And you're very passionate about that. Like, you really feel that this is strong. Wow, the Three of Cups, clarifying the Three of Cups. I love it when that happens. But I don't know, I think you need to chill out, pile 2. I think you need to go and have some fun. I think you need to go and have some fun and just chill out and trust the plan. Trust that you're doing it. Yeah, you do. You worry about the plan. That's what it is. It's almost like you just overthink so much. And you're just like, the anxiety is so real for you. So the self-care plan here is for you to go out and have a good time, baby. You need to go out, have a good time. And you need to just relax a bit. You can take your eye off the ball for a minute. Let's see what your dice have to say. Because you've got everything sorted, you know. You've kind of got everything sorted. 8th house. I think you just have to trust that you're not going to be able to see everything. And I think you're just used to seeing everything. It's a bit control freaky, you know. But I don't think it's that bad. And this is about you laughing, loving and playing and just like allowing yourself to like just indulge in the sense of unknown, that you have no idea what the fuck is going to happen. Do you know what I mean? That will help you. So I would say meditate and go and have fun with your mates. Go and have fun with your friends, because that will really help you. Okay, pile 2, because you've got everything sorted. You've got it. You know, you're cooking. Do you know what I mean? You're cooking. But right now, you know, you've got everything sorted. Now you can go and chill out for a bit. Wow, the attraction. That's beautiful. The attraction. Let's keep on going, because I'm not sure about that. Let me have a look. The attraction. And the Universal Mother. That's number 18. Okay. Right. Interesting. Well, hang on a minute. I might have to swap these over, because then you can see it. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that the Universal Mother 18 is the moon. Okay, 2 questions that I'm seeing here is asking yourself, why is it that you are attracted to, you know, you're so focused on the outcome? Where is your attention? Where are you being attracted? Also, where is the genuine attraction? I think there's a need to remember why you're doing what you're doing. That's what I think that card is with that attraction. And the Universal Mother is asking you to trust, really asking you to trust. Trust more than you ever have done. Because then that will enable you to have a bit more faith in what's going on. Wow, Marlene Dietrich. Love that. I love these cards. Dress for yourself, not for a lover or an occasion. Once you've forgiven your lover, let them reheat the sin. And it's the friends you call after hours that matter. Wow. Now, Marlene Dietrich was a very interesting character. She was the one that kind of like, what I remember from Marlene Dietrich is that I remember someone I knew had a really interesting picture of her, and she was someone that dressed, you know, she dressed in a masculine way. And I think that that was something that was really good for her, like really, really groundbreaking at the time. So I think, you know, you've really got to think, you've got to do something really different. Pile 2. And you've got to have faith that what you're doing is going to be fine. You know? There's something here, as I said, it's to do with faith and trusting that things will happen in the time that they're meant to, you know? I don't know, like it seems like you've been in positions where I don't feel like you can trust. I don't feel like you trust pile 2. And you need to trust. Okay? So you trust. Okay, final card to close out the reading. I love being curious about myself. Okay, I know what's going on here. And we have, yet again, another eye. You care about how you look to people. You know, your image is a big thing here. You know, we've got 8th house here, and then we've also got the moon, and then we've also got Leo. This is definitely about like how you think you look to other people, how you appear in the public eye. You like to be this strong, kind of determined individual who really just, you know, kind of oozes this self-confidence, who really, you know, just wants to be doing what they're supposed to be doing, and who looks like they know what they're doing. But guess what? It's all right that you don't. It's all right that, you know, you just move at the pace that it comes. And I think, you know, I don't know if you're putting this kind of like undue pressure on yourself that you need to like move forward, or you need to be in a space where you're supposed to be. Seriously, your self-care practice right now and your self-care routine involves you slowing down and having fun and not giving a fuck about what other people think. All right? So, pile. And being curious about all the amazing parts of yourself. My beautiful pile 2. So, I hope you enjoyed that reading. It was cracking. I loved it. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Hit the bell notification icon so that you can get notified of whenever I choose to upload. Also, if you want a personal reading, you can get a personal reading from me via my email address. But otherwise, and also do check out my Shamanism channel as well, if you want to go deeper into personal work. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this beautiful pink optical calcite. There's something about viewing yourself with a sense of love. But I also see that there's this chip here, which I know that I've referred to in the past. So it's something that you know that there's been an issue with how you maybe view things. And there's something that you've needed to address, but you haven't decided to do that for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and have a look at your, no, I want to put it that way, your card. Okay, regroup, find your tribe. I love these cards so much. Such a beautiful deck. So I don't know, like pile 3, it feels like you have lost something. Excuse me. You've lost like your, I don't know if it's your tribe, or you've lost like a certain group of people. Now, I'll be honest with you, at the moment I'm reading this on the kind of eve of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde will be happening towards the, sorry, not Mercury, Venus retrograde will be happening at the end of the month. So in about, maybe about, yeah, the beginning of March. So in about 2 weeks, I would say. This is a timeless reading. So maybe the March or the Venus retrograde has been something that has affected you. But during that time, usually you're not really connected with friends, or maybe there's like times where or relationships, friends, people that you don't have a need for, or that they don't really play the role that they did in your life. That can happen. So let's have a look at what archetype card you've got. The prayer. Wow. You know, I do also think that part of you did ask for, and that's, hold on, that is 50, 65. So 65 equals to 11. I do think that you're entering some kind of ascension process where you're not able to kind of indulge in the same things as you once did, and you have to adopt a different path, you know. So yeah, wow, I love this card. Limitless is the soul star chakra. Wow, this card is so beautiful. And there's no number to it. The soul star chakra is resonant with your divine path in life. And it's really interesting how we have this like gorgeous kind of like image here with this kind of yearning. You know, we're asking. For those of you who do shamanic journeying, this is like you and your tribe. You finding your tribe. Let's have a look. You being able to connect with your spirit guides, your ancestors, your spirit team. Okay, how can you improve your self-love, self-care practice, passion? Pile 3s. How can you improve your self-love, your self-care, passion, your self-care, your self-care practice? Surround yourself with love. And then we have like a whole kind of gathering going on here. "19", which is the sun. So I think what's really important is that you have to make sure that the people around you are really resonating with you at your highest vibration. What does that mean? That means just people that just want the best for you, that are around you, quite simply. People that understand your goals, people that understand what you want to do, people that understand who you are, respect you for who you are, people who accept you for who you are, accept you in your low points and your high points. That's what you want. That is what you want, pile 3. That is what you want. I don't know who you're hanging around with, but it's really important that you surround yourself with those kind of people. And it's not even just like surrounding yourself with those kind of people. It's also thinking about the content that you listen to, the people that you listen to, the advisors that you speak to, the people that you are like. For example, if you have like a holistic practitioner or like some kind of like medical practitioner that you are like, for example, you go to the doctors and you get an opinion from someone and you don't trust the opinion of that person, or there's just something that you just don't feel that's right, go ahead and look for another opinion. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. So go and do it, you know, go and do it. Okay, so we have wisdom. We have the counselor, which is the page of cups, and then we have the 6 of air, and then we have the 5 of wands, the 5 of fire, and then we have the 8 of water. Okay, that's the 8 of cups. Okay, so bear with me 1 second, my darlings. Thank you for your patience. I'm just adjusting the camera slightly because I just realised that it was slightly off. So basically you've got wisdom here, which is the Hermit. But in this deck, it's like number 10 in a way. It's just it's very different, this deck. So wisdom is about you being able to look at things within. I think there's also a sense of you like understanding things when you're alone. How you function alone and how you do things alone is very different to how you function in a group. I know that may seem so obvious, but there's just something that has to be kind of reiterated here. And I think it's important for you to recognize that if you work in a group, or if you do something that is in a group, that, and if you're all doing something collectively that is within a group, then that's going to be something that helps you and really nurtures you in a way. Because, you know, this is the Five of Wands, but, you know, like, I mean, it's really interesting because I always see the Five of Wands as like playful, but this doesn't seem very playful. This seems quite threatening. Do you know what I mean? Like, this seems like quite a proper standoff fight. So it's almost like you really need to like not have conflict around you, because the more kind of conflicting situations that you have around you, the less you can connect to love. And this is like a real understanding of the duality. And I think part of you has allowed yourself to be someone who is always there for people. And I think there's something about the give and take and the balance of a relationship. You are not other people's punching bag, meaning that you are not other people's like kind of like sounding board in order to like kind of say what they want to say. This needs to be a reciprocal relationship, something that, you know, you both benefit from and not just one side of the party benefits from. And it's really like super important for you. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles. I think you provide like such a stable kind of stable, you may be the one in the group that everybody goes to and talks to for advice, you know. You're the one that kind of people look up to, they respect. But you've got your own things that you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? I think you've got your own kind of stuff, and you really need to be in a place where you're on equal ground. The Counselor, the Page, is clarified by the Chariot. The Six is clarified of Air is clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Five of Fire is clarified by Judgment. And this card is clarified by the Ten of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is clarified, or the Eight of Water is clarified by the Ten of Cups. So, I mean, you know, if you're looking for a way to really make sure that you're doing something of self-love and self-care for yourself, pile 3, I think it's really clear. You need to surround yourself with people that see you as an equal being rather than any kind of hierarchy. And that's really important, because if you truly want the people that are meant to be with you, and I think you've been asking for that, then I think you have to be really frank with yourself and open that you need people that you're not going to counsel, so you can't be above them and they can't be above you. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting because we don't have the Five of Pentacles here, or the Six of Pentacles, which kind of like indicates to me that there's this imbalance. But it's weird. It's like we have the Chariot, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Chariot, which means that there's like this real kind of like, I think that there's this real kind of like urgency to want to do that from your side. I think you really are passionate about it. I think you love it. You love being able to counsel people. You love this kind of like supportive role that you give. It's quite similar to pile 1, but in the way that like your team and your people and the people that you surround yourself with, as I said at the beginning, are highly influential towards you. And it's really important that you are feeding yourself and surrounding yourself with the right kind of energy, if that makes sense. You've also got Judgment here as well. Yeah, I think that's just standing up to people that you don't need to, you know, or walking away from situations that you don't need to be kind of involved with. Because I don't know, there may be some kind of, you know, you're really starting to, you know that there are people that you don't really want to be hanging around with. Do you know what I mean? And the Ten of Cups is like walking away from those situations encourages something really beautiful within you and moving towards the people that you're meant to be with. Let's roll the Astro dice. Okay, so we've got... Wow, North Node came up almost for everyone, I think. No, it didn't come over pile 2, but it came over pile 1. And I think I mentioned about pile 1 in this reading. And then you've got North Node, you've got Cancer, and then you've got the 9th house. Interesting. So I think part of you also, I don't know if you enter into new situations, either you travel or either you go to new places where you end up being, you know, in a different environment. Maybe you like move house a lot or whatever, you go to like different places and you're able to meet different people. But you have to really discern who is the right ones to have around you, pile 3. Because it just seems that, you know, I know you're yearning for this kind of, or it feels like you're wanting this kind of connection. You have to be quite like discerning about it, you know what I mean? Okay, we've got the Savior. Wow. Look at that. It's mad. It's like in a heart, but then also in a rose. But again, it just kind of like matches with the theme that we've gone with here. Like, it kind of like makes me think of, you know, is that the North Node or is it the South Node? Okay, that makes more sense now. It's the South Node. You know what, yeah, Paul? Well, I mean, it kind of still matches. But then we've got 5th house. I'm sorry, I just looked at Cancer. And then I moved on to the card. But here we've got the South Node. Then we have Cancer. And then we have the 5th house. So, I don't know. I think like people were attracted to you in order to kind of like, in a way, like feed their own ego. I don't know, I feel like you may have been a muse or something like that in a past life and people just love your energy so much. So you've just got to be really careful about who's around you. Do you know what I mean? I think that makes sense because, you know, you've got like a particular like sense of energy that people like. And you've had to kind of hold it back. You know, you can't be completely that, particularly when you're being that counselor to other people. Wow. You have that being bound. Oh, this card's quite interesting actually. So, yeah, I remember this card because I was like, wow, that's a bit interesting for this thing. But what's really interesting about this card is that this is like the consensual binding of a person. So this person is enjoying this restraint, but they are restrained. So I think that there's something here that you really enjoy in terms of like you being around people. That's what I was saying earlier about you being a counselor and enjoying being a counselor. But there's something that you need to move away from in order to take better care of yourself. I don't know if you're feeling depleted or drained, but you might not be. But I don't know, maybe you're not moving forward as far as you wish that you were. And that could be the answer. Okay, wow, so we've got Yoko Ono. Interesting. So yes is always the answer. Love is performance art that takes place among the clouds. Love is not a dream. You can remember it if you want to. Wow. That's really interesting. Yes is always the answer. Love is performance art that takes place among the clouds. Love is not a dream. You can remember it if you want to. Okay. So what I'm getting from this card is, I don't know. The first thing that come up about this card is about how she used to get beaten up by John Lennon. I've got nothing against John Lennon or anything like that, but it was quite well known that she used to get beaten up by him. Now, or she suffered physical abuse by him. Let's be official about it. So I think that essentially what this is that you just need to just make sure that you're doing your own thing. That's what I was saying about the whole muse thing. It's like this kind of like energy where someone is like using you in a way, but there's part of you that likes it. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So, yeah. So in short, pile 3, what I think you need to do is remember that you are very, very nice to hang out with. You are very inspiring. You are very enticing, delectable, awesome, wicked. People want you. But at what cost? I can release shame and judgment of myself. And this one, I forgive myself for the times I didn't know any better. Now this is a big one. This is a big one. So pile 3, I think this is a bit complicated, this one, you know. It's a little bit Stockholm Syndrome-y, you know. Like, I think that you enjoy being in the group that you're in, but I think that there's something that's asking you to, like, look at something different. I think it's a little bit more soul-searchy. It's a little bit more intense. It's a little bit asking you to do something that's just a bit more difficult, I think. Rather than just like look at yourself, it's almost like a restructuring of your social like kind of circle and looking at the reason why you do things. Because I think like this card, yes is always the answer. You could say that means that you're saying yes to everything. I don't know, it was weird. Like this card, usually I would have seen it as like kind of the advice that you're giving, but it seems like, I don't know, I just feel like there's some kind of like, these two together kind of tell me that there's an indulgence in being restricted. There's an enjoyment in it. And we've even got chains here. So there's something about that restriction. Is that what you really want? That's all I can leave it at. Because I don't know, I feel like you're wanting more than that. I feel like you're wanting more. Let me know, pile 3. Be interesting. Very interesting reading. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Hit the bell notification icon so that you can get notified of every time I upload. But otherwise, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key.